Get over here!
What are you looking at?
I think he's eyeing that melon. I think Kirby's very hungry.
That's gonna be a really salty watermelon, just kind of brining in all that seawater. Would that be good? I feel like it could be good.
Salty watermelon?
Yeah.
That actually doesn't sound that bad.
I put way too much salt on anything, so I think I would probably like it.
Well, here's the thing. There are some things where there are some instances where salt on a sweet thing actually is really good.
Yeah, it's a good flavor
Kingdom
combination.
Hearts already went ham with the sea salt ice cream, which actually is not that bad.
Yeah.
And he's still staring at it. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of Let's Play Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
It's been a little while. I don't think we recorded an episode of this since before Ultimate was released.
Well, the questions I'm seeing today are from, September 18th.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah, we got some
It's been a
catch-up
very,
to do.
very long time, so... Excuse me. I was drinking Mountain Dew.
Too much salty watermelon. I mean, that's an entire, landmass of it.
Well, let's go ahead and explore it. So, is this a Doom Buggy level?
Looks like it might be.
Yeah.
It's called Meta Melon Island, so either Meta Knight's gonna show up, or, the watermelon was us all along.
It is, in fact, a buggy level.
Alright,
So, shall we get started?
let's bug it up and I'll ask a question.
All right. This is gonna be interesting because it's been quite a while since we played.
Our first question today is coming from Moon Angel Fire.
All right. How's it going, Moon?
Wants to know, how did you react when Luigi's Mansion 3 was announced?
I reacted pretty pleasantly because I'm a huge fan of Luigi's Mansion.
I think it'll be good.
I'm looking forward to it. However, admittedly, it has me a bit worried. According to a couple of people that I've talked to, it's not entirely Oh, it's all transformations. We're gonna be using all the transformations in this level.
Oh, that's neat. It's kind of like in Donkey Kong Country 2 when you have, the Animal Antics levels.
Yeah, a bit. Alright then. But anyway, back to Luigi's Mansion 3. I am very excited, but from what I am to understand, a lot of people are a bit worried about it, specifically because... What the? Did I sink?
I was not... Yeah, you must have touched the lava.
Oh, these don't last. Oh, you know what? I think I know. So, check this out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, now I get it.
You gotta harden the lava.
That's cool. But, I'm very excited about Luigi's Mansion 3. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna start this over because I'm not getting a good rank at this rate. But, from what I'm to understand from a few people, my friend Joe specifically, he looked into the game and he says that, it might have the Kid Icarus Uprising syndrome, where the game overall is really good, but there's going to be that one detail about it that's going to be not that great. The controls, mainly.
I think they'll be able to get the controls right.
But again, I'm going to withhold judgment until the game is released. I'm pretty we've seen before that Nintendo is well aware of what they're doing, but it's one of those scenarios where are they putting in motion controls just for the sake of putting in motion controls or something, or are they actually going to be doing something with this? That's what has a lot of people worried, from what I am to understand.
It's kind of a low-stakes hype for me, because if it were bad, I wouldn't really care that much, but if it were good, that would be great.
Mm-hmm. Because, I like Luigi's Mansion 2. I didn't love it. I thought it was a good game, but it made me just want Luigi's Mansion 1 again.
And even the 3DS remake, I feel like, is okay, but I think it lost a lot of the atmosphere that the original
I agree.
had, and that's my same problem with Dark Moon, because, mechanically it's a better game than the original Luigi's Mansion, but it just doesn't have the same kind of feel.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same kind of... Ah, jeez.
It's not like the first game was really scary, but it was more...
Spooky.
It was
it wasn't scary, it was spooky.
And Dark Moon was not spooky enough for me.
No, it did have its moments, though, when you enter the final mansion, that scene with King Boo actually freaked me out.
The final mansion was pretty good. A lot of the
Like, that's the thing though, like...
A lot of the middle mansions got kind of repetitive.
And I think that's the problem. Like, here's the thing. The first Luigi's Mansion I really liked because it was exploring one giant mansion, and you kept finding new things the more you went back to it. I think that's the kind of dynamic that I believe Luigi's Mansion kind of needs. But again, that's my opinion.
I could even see... I agree, and it looks like the third one, based on the trailer, is supposed to go back to a single mansion setup.
I hope that's the case.
I feel like the multiple mansions...
The multiple mansions dynamic is okay.
It was a good idea on paper, but they made it so, like, segmented and mission-based, which I get because it was on the 3DS. They wanted to... you know, have it so that you played in short bursts. But each mansion you were, for the most part, just going back through the same rooms over and over again. And the mansions, each mansion ended up getting, like, boring to explore. And that's the last thing you want in this kind of game.
Especially in a game that encourages exploration.
Yeah. If you could have... If you could get the same feeling of the original, but with the controls and mechanics of Dark Moon and add some other stuff. Keep Luigi's characterization from Dark Moon because they freaking nailed it.
Oh, they did. They totally did.
Bring back the portrait ghosts from the first one.
And that's another thing. The portrait ghosts, like that gave a lot of what that gave a lot of charm to the first game, knowing about the ghosts that you know were capturing.
I have a feeling Nintendo's going to see the criticisms of Dark Moon and adjust, though.
I would like to see that. Yes.
Because it's not like Luigi's Mansion is, like, this incredible game, either, but there's nothing else like it, and that's what I miss in Dark Moon.
No, I completely agree. So, yeah, maybe...
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I think that's basically the word I would use as well, is cautiously optimistic. Like, I want the Luigi's Mansion 3 to be good, and I'm pretty sure it will be good. You know, capture the feeling of the first game while giving us the mechanics of the second game, I think is a really, really good way to approach it.
Nitrorad and Ben, Itinobo, both have great videos about why Dark Moon just, like, doesn't feel quite right. And it gets down to just, like, the sound design and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen either of their videos, like, I recommend it. They really hit the nail on the head with...
And it's not even, like, soundtrack or anything like that. It's more along the lines of, How do I put it? It's more along the lines of, like, there's a difference between a good soundtrack and good sound design.
Yeah.
Like, sound effects, knowing when to bring in the music, knowing when to stop it. Like, what's more impactful in your, like... objectively, what would be more impactful? You're going through a scary hallway, and you pass this one point, but the music keeps going.
Whoa, it's the halberd.
Yeah, it is the halberd.
Sorry, go on.
Or, like... You can make a scary moment even scarier when, like, you have music, like, some spooky music in the background, you're going through this one hallway, and then when you pass this one, and when you turn a corner of the hallway, the music stops.
Yeah.
That immediately tells the player, oh shoot, something's about to happen. And that puts them on edge. That's sound design.
Or just how, like, in the original...
Like, sound design and sound direction overall. That's why voice direction is just as important, if not more important, than voice acting.
Yeah.
Like, voice acting is driven by voice direction, and just like music and sound is directed by design.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of that's a lot of what I feel Dark Moon didn't do as well as the first game.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that was so yeah, I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. If it's not great though, to be honest, I can go back to the original game and have just as much fun.
Yeah.
Because I really like I will play the original Luigi's Mansion any day.
I wouldn't be crushed if Luigi's Mansion 3 wasn't what I was looking for. Whereas I would be crushed if, like, Metroid Prime 4 or Bayonetta 3 or the new Animal Crossing were bad. Then I would be like, oh no, I waited so long. But
exactly, because I'm very excited for Bayonetta 3, and as you said, like, Bayonetta 3 and, what was the other one?
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. I'm more excited about those games than I am of Luigi's Mansion 3, honestly.
Yeah, if Luigi's Mansion 3 turns out to be good, like, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
But I can't really be disappointed by it.
Alright, so, next question.
Alright, this one's going to come from Thiago Fernandez.
Alright.
Who asks, do you love or hate cringe comedy?
I generally don't like it. Me personally. I understand that cringe comedy can be funny to some people. In fact, a lot of people. But I'm generally one of those guys that just can't enjoy it. Like, cringe comedy doesn't make me laugh. It actually makes me cringe. And I don't like that feeling.
You're kind of a cringy guy.
Yeah. Like, what's a good example of cringe humor? Give me an example.
The Office?
The Office gets it right sometimes, but...
I'm having trouble deciding if I like cringe comedy as a general rule, because I feel like it's just a weapon in your utility belt that you can either use well or poorly.
I think an entire show, or an entire piece of media based around nothing but cringe comedy is something I would generally not like at all. One example I will say that of cringe humor that is actually done pretty well, but because it's mixed in with very clever writing, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Never watched it.
You never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I have not.
I actually recommend it. It's
okay.
It's very hilarious. It's very intelligent. I think it's the kind of comedy I think you would enjoy. Like, honestly.
A lot of
I'm getting hit a lot in this level. This is a very high octane level.
A lot of the Scott Pilgrim movie gets into some cringe comedy, like anytime that he's being an idiot around Ramona.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it there. I'd say the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, one of my only complaints about it is that there was cringe comedy where there really should not have been.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a power to cringe comedy when used correctly, because it can be really effective at getting you into the shoes of a character.
I think I know another. Yeah, but I think I know another. I think I actually know of another example as to why, like, it's also part of the reason why I can't enjoy the new episodes of SpongeBob anymore.
Oh. Huh, that's an interesting example, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because a lot of the humor now comes from cringe humor and gross out humor, and I can't get behind it.
Now, is cringe humor, for all intents and purposes, is cringe humor the same? Is gross out humor a kind of cringe humor?
I think so?
Because I usually think of cringe humor as like, oh, it's so awkward. But no, if something's gross and unpleasant, you cringe at it. So I guess it would be like a subcategory of it.
Yeah, I think gross out humor is like cringe humor, or like a certain kind of cringe humor. But again, the main evidence I have that it's kind of the same or like one type of it is because both gross out humor and cringe humor are two types of humor that I just don't enjoy generally.
So, in the sake of like some of those SpongeBob episodes, like when, I don't know, like when SpongeBob has the freaking splinter and stuff like that, it's like, when I say it's like a weapon in your utility belt, or it's like an ingredient in your stew, that's like, those kinds of episodes are all this one ingredient, and it's like, wow, you put way too much cumin in this.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Like my tongue is burning, this is all cumin.
Like, it's just like, this is too much. Like, show us, you know what, that whole ideal, you want to know one episode that I think did it right, and it did because it didn't do it often enough.
Okay.
But it did it enough that like it made me feel kind of uncomfortable. But to the same level, I was like, okay, that like I felt uncomfortable, but I get it. Was the butterfly episode
with Wormy?
With Wormy.
Okay.
Because whenever they had the close up of the butterfly,
and the
exactly, that's uncomfortable, but it's supposed to be uncomfortable, and I get that.
Also, there was a kind of humor to it because it was like, oh yeah, butterflies are kind of hideous.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I think a lot of comedy is that. I think there's two main ways to look at comedy. Either comedy is pain, or comedy is learning, and I tend to lean more towards the latter. I think comedy is discovery.
And
that cringe humor there works because you're like, oh yeah, you're right. Butterflies are really scary. If I didn't know what a butterfly was, that would freak me the hell out.
Exactly.
And that's like what you're learning in that moment.
And that's also one of the reasons why one of my favorite comedians in history is George Carlin.
Okay.
Because George Carlin is one of those comedians where it's like, yeah, what he says is very funny, and some of it is very cringy, but it's cringy because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, he was not afraid to speak his mind, but that's what made him funny. Now, I'm actually going to check something out.
One of my favorite awkward cringe humors is in How I Met Your Mother. There's an episode where Lily's trying to make it in the art world. She's becoming like a art buyer and seller. An art dealer. And she brings her husband, Marshall, to this one showing, and Marshall's just like trying to make it his mission not to embarrass her. And of course everything he does just embarrasses her more. And the narrator says at one point, tonight I'm going to tell you the story of why Marshall will never eat Skittles again. And here it's this moment where the artist is saying, now this next one I've dedicated to my grandmother who passed away this past year. If we could please just take a 60 seconds moment of silence. And he has this bag of Skittles in his pocket, and they all, like, tumble out of his pocket in them. And it's just this, like, long, pregnant silence with the sound of falling Skittles.
Yeah, basically.
And it's the funniest freaking thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Another example of cringe humor that I think also works, and we've been talking about this, is BoJack Horseman.
I wouldn't even... There's cringe humor in there, but I wouldn't even call that what it is. That's like...
Like, it's cringe humor, but in a... Like, it's
that's not even
humor,
cringe.
Like, sometimes.
That's full-on pain.
Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, you might be right.
That's
on
a
that
hammer to the face. That's like, sad humor.
No, I guess I can agree with that, yeah. But, yeah, like, overall... I guess it's just me being the sympathetic type. Like, I am not a fan of, like, people embarrassing themselves, or people, like, getting humiliated or going through pain, like, actual, like, you know, legitimate pain. Like, if someone falls, like, on a snowboard and tumbles down, like, the mountain 50 feet, but then they're up and, like, that was awesome. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
But if someone actually, like, starts tumbling down the mountain and they actually dislocate a shoulder or something, that's not funny to me.
Also, a lot of these jokes with cringe humor, like, I guess some of the bad ones, like, forget to have a punchline or forget to have a reason that it's funny other than that you're cringing.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was watching The Mysterious Mr. Enter recently, and he was talking about one of the SpongeBob episodes, Ink Lemonade. That's cringe humor to the point where I was so unbelievably uncomfortable that I couldn't stomach the episode.
Hmm.
I'm kind of just, like, building the meter at this point, so...
Yeah, wow.
But, that's pretty much my take on cringe humor. Do I find it funny? Sometimes, in very, very specific scenarios, but all in all, I'm not the biggest fan of it. So, I wouldn't say I hate it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
I can't say that I'm a fan of it overall, but I can think of a lot you examples of it that I find funny.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's an ingredient you can use, don't overuse it.
Bingo. It's like, you know what? I guess it's like hot peppers.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like spicy.
Yeah, and that's okay if you don't, but also if you're, like, a reviewer, you know, maybe don't say something's bad because it's cringe humor.
Exactly. Like,
even if it is bad, like, try and, you know, figure out why this cringe humor doesn't work.
Yeah, like, I acknowledge that cringe humor does work, a lot of the time, actually. And I do know examples of cringe humor that I actually legitimately enjoy. Most of the time, though, I just don't enjoy it. Now that I think about it, I remember Amber and I going to the movies, and one example of it was, in fact, it's an entire movie series. It's Kingsman.
Okay.
That's an example where I actually did like it. I will admit, though, there were some moments in those movies that just made me... But at the same time, I acknowledge that that's kind of the point. Like, the movie is aiming to make you uncomfortable.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's my overall take on it. I don't hate it, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it.
Do these guys restock every time you buy them out?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So while we're going on a serious shopping spree and splurging all our beads, let's go on to the next question.
Okay, this one's gonna come from Owen Humphrey.
Uh-huh.
Who is your favorite character in Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
Ooh, They're all good.
Okay, let's bar Mario first of all, because you have to use him all the time no matter what.
But even then, like, Mario's decent.
Mario is decent.
Mario's rarely decent. Of all the characters in that game, like, we're talking, like, mechanics and how they play and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go with Luigi.
Yeah, because he got, like, the sniper kind of...
Like, he's got great mobility.
Yeah.
He's the sniper type character, which I generally like in those kinds of games. Like, when I was playing through the game, that was the game I generally that was the character, Luigi, that I just generally liked overall in, like, almost every scenario. Especially in the escort missions. Because, holy smoke, his mobility skills are so really useful.
Yeah, Luigi was one of my top used guys. Generally, I was using Mario, Rabbid, Peach, and Luigi. That was like my go-to team.
Yeah, that was my team too, frankly.
Because Rabbid Peach is just such a solid healer.
Oh, looks like we bought this guy out completely.
Aw.
Well, there you go. We got all this stuff in there. So
now I can go retire to the Florida Keys.
Oh, and we bought him out too. Oh, snap. Yeah, we got everything here now.
I'd say, just to be different, even though I don't use her as much, I think my favorite character in the game is actually Peach.
I was gonna say that too, because I'm sorry.
They just made her so awesome.
Like, Peach, like, here's the thing. If I wasn't using Luigi, I always had Peach on my team because her healing skills are really, really good. She is surprisingly... she's like the tank of the team.
Yeah.
Like, she is surprisingly tanky.
She has a shotgun.
She has a freaking shotgun!
And she sets everyone on fire.
She has a... Like, I'm sorry, like, okay, fire and healing is one thing, but she has a freaking shotgun!
The mission when I got here, it was like, okay, I have Peach now, cool. And then I, like, got into her moveset, and it's like, holy crap!
Yeah, seriously, though.
Peach is taking names!
But yeah, like... I guess I'll take it also one step further. My favorite Mario character from that game is definitely Luigi. My favorite, Rabbid character, believe it or not, is Rabbid Mario.
Okay.
I actually am generally a fan of his risk-reward type gameplay. Like, I didn't use him all the time, mind you, but I really like his playstyle. Like, I actually enjoy it a lot, and he does some ridiculous damage under the right circumstances. He's risk-reward, heavily risk-reward, and I hardly ever used him because of it, but whenever I did use him, I enjoyed him a lot. What about you? Like, I'm guessing Rabbid Peach?
Yeah, my favorite Rabbid was definitely Rabbid Peach, and after that would be Rabbid Luigi, who is also one of my favorite Countdown artists. But like, I liked the shield, I liked... Yeah, I don't know, he's just a solid character.
I agree.
Rabbid Mario, I would only bring out maybe if it was like a mission with a whole bunch of those like hulking melee guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like the Yoshis a lot because I like Yoshis.
Rabbid Yoshi is actually really, really useful. But I generally Yoshi himself though. Wow. He has some very, very useful skills, especially because like the Yoshi's weapons are very, very good in regards to just general damage output because they can get past a lot of defenses if you use them correctly. Where are these guys? Holy smoke. Yeah, no. Favorite character overall, Luigi. Favorite Rabbid is Rabbid Mario.
Okay, interesting.
Alright, so, next question.
This one comes from Silent Protagonist.
Alright. Hey, I know you.
What indie character would you like to see in Smash?
I think I've already answered this question in our Skies of Arcadia video.
We've hit this a few times.
But right now, the indie character I really would like in the game is Shantae.
Same.
Yeah, Shantae just... so many people want her, dude. Like, I've seen so much fan art. Like, I've seen a lot of fan art on Twitter just of Smash in general, but I've seen so much of Shantae.
I think Shovel Knight deserves it more, but I think Shantae would be more fun.
I agree. Like, I really wouldn't mind seeing Shovel Knight as well. Yeah. But again, Shovel Knight's an assist trophy. Though I'm still expecting them to do some sort of, like, switch and go with Waluigi. And just, like, have Waluigi a character, like a bait and switch. I don't know about you, but of all, like, we've been playing Smash Brothers a lot, right? You and I?
Yes, we have.
Have you gotten Waluigi as an assist trophy yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so he has appeared.
That would be really funny if he just never showed up.
But that's the thing, he's never shown up for me!
Nah.
I've never had him show up!
I've seen him.
Okay, never mind then. So I guess that's kind of... I guess cat's out of the bag on that one.
Sorry, mind not blown.
Dang it. But, but no, Shantae, I feel, has a lot of potential as a fighter because, you know, she's got her transformation, she's got the pirate weapons from Pirate's Curse. I think the stage would fit really well, like, going to Scuttletown. And I want to see Smash Brothers remix the soundtrack because, oh, goodness gracious.
I want to hear that Scuttletown theme.
Because, like, I really like Neo Burning Town from Half Genie Hero.
Yeah.
But I imagine they could do so much with what they have already.
For the sake of talking about characters we haven't discussed already in the Skies of Arcadia playthrough.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of time thinking of how different characters would work in Smash Brothers. Other indie recommendations I would make is I think Quote from Cave Story would make a great character.
That's one character that I've been hearing, that I've been noticing was floating around in a lot of discussions.
I think Gunvolt from Azure Striker Gunvolt would be great.
I actually agree with that. I think Gunvolt would make a great addition.
It's a little bit wonky, but you could do Frisk from Undertale. Not really a recommendation from me, but you could.
They've made Stranger Things work.
Yeah.
We fit trainers in the game.
I would rather it be Frisk than Sans.
Like, I'd be fine with either one. Imagine if it was Papyrus.
I feel like Papyrus would work better than Sans, honestly, but...
See, I don't even know, because Sans has proven that, like, he can hold his own.
Oh, it's not because he's not powerful enough. Just thinking about how he would move, because I feel like kind of the point of Sans is that he doesn't move a lot.
That's true. Well, he moves more than any other character in the game. He actually dodges your attacks.
Yeah, it's a thing that makes more sense, though, like, in the UI of that game, to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm having trouble explaining what I mean, but... I think Madeline from Celeste could pull an interesting moveset out.
I actually would love to see Celeste in the game. I remember she's a character in another indie fighting game right now. I forget what it's called, but yeah, she's actually a character in like this Smash Bros-esque indie fighting game that someone developed on Steam or something. I don't remember what it was.
I didn't know Madeline was in it, but there is a game in development called Indie Pogo.
I don't think that's it, but like I'll have to look it up. Like I'll put a screenshot on the screen right now. But yeah, apparently Madeline and Badeline too are characters in this game.
Oh, neat.
And they're actually really cool because they have like the moveset that they have from Celeste, like the dashing, the wall climbing, things like that. It's actually really cool.
I can't think of the name of the character, but I mean the name of the game, but there's also a indie fighting game made by the people who made Cave Story and Binding of Isaac.
I know which one you're talking about.
And it has those guys in Shovel Knight and Gunvolt.
Maximilian Dude was playing that game for a little while. I don't remember what it's called either. Again, I'll put the name on the screen. But yeah, of all the characters of all the indie characters that we have access to, Shantae is the one character that I really, really want.
Dust would be another good choice.
Oh, Dust would be great. Just so much, dude. Like, Smash Brothers has proven to be a fantastic game overall.
Yeah.
And if that's all it was, I'd be totally satisfied, and yet we are still getting more, and I love it. Joker!
Yeah, what is up with that?
Oh my god! See, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more than okay with this because Persona 5 was a great game. And I just loved seeing how enthusiastic Reggie was about that choice.
As soon as I saw that reveal, I realized that, like, all of my guesses for DLC characters were completely wrong.
Me too! Like, Shantae, I think, is still a possibility, in my opinion.
I think Banjo's still a possibility.
Banjo, I also think, is still a possibility.
At this point, like, Bandana D would just feel, like, anticlimactic, almost, if they're coming out of the gate with Joker.
Yeah, that's true. One character that I was brought up in discussion as well was Professor Layton.
I could see Layton.
We haven't seen any representation of Professor Layton in the game yet. I think that would do not only make the game more interesting, but it would also bring a lot of attention to the Layton series, which I think is well warranted.
That'd be nice.
So anyway, let's end the episode before we get into a tangent about Smash Brothers again. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 20 of Let's Play Kirby's Epic Yarn. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
I just want to play Smash Brothers again, dude.
Why are we not playing Smash Brothers right now?
Because we have a job to do.
Screw this Let's Play.
No, I'm trying to be responsible here, dude. I'm already behind on my videos because I've been playing Smash Brothers too much.
I don't care about this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, please.